Barrister Mbeseha, from a legal standpoint, can a minister like Atanga legitimately threaten punitive action in defense of a presidential mandate? Issa Tchiroma, whose legitimacy is publicly disputed. Paul Biya. What does the law say about enforcing authority that a significant portion of the population rejects? We see that in the post-election violence. What do you have to say?
I think Atanga in particular looks like somebody who's possessed. Because this is a man who looks strong. He was surrounded by those people wearing khaki shirts and berets, each of who enjoys a presidential decree. Each of who, according to them, has the power to arrest and lock you for 15 days renewable. That is 30 days enough. Then that's where his power looks great. He can gesticulate there. He can masturbate there. But those things have no meaning. Everybody knows who Atanga is. Sooner or later, this thing will end. Shall there be consequences? There will be consequences. You can quote me. And we'll be the first people to face the consequence of what that guy is doing. Atanga will be number one. Atanga is a criminal. He came to that office from prison. But he's more a criminal today than he was when he came to the office of the minister. Why? This Atanga who is sitting there, a minister, who has committed political genocide. That's the first ministry in the world that I know, not only Cameroon, who pirates his own website, the website of his own ministry, with the sole purpose of eliminating a presidential candidate. Not just the presidential candidate eliminated because he comes from a particular region. He comes from the West. And as a result of what Atanga did, we're not accusing him. He admitted, he said his website was pirated. But he never told us who pirated it. As a result of his action, people have died. People have died because of that thing. People are in prison. So that is political genocide, because that is crimes orchestrated because of the origin of the candidate. Done by who? Done by Atanga, as per his own words, not me saying it. So can this impunity go forever? No. Sooner or later, like it or not, the regime of Paul Biya will end. The CPDM will one day, not too long from now, be in the opposition. And if Atanga can run to go and hide, that will be better for him. But I wonder where he can find a hiding place, because the ICC is watching him, and the ICC has very few places where he can hide if they indict you, if you're indicted. And so Atanga again can gesticulate the way he does. He cannot do more than that. He's just an empty, active player. I don't see other people doing like him in the regime. The people who even matter in the Bulu regime, they don't behave like Atanga. So this man behaves like somebody who is off senses. But I think he's a normal man. He has done everything that has never been done anywhere else in politics. Again, they are political armed robbers. And he's the chief armed robber. He is the guy who has sponsored people to kill others in the streets of Bamida and Buya. Not hiding it, he called them the Atanga boys. Can this man survive for so long? He could. He could. If he dies. Because when the ICC puts you on their own vision, only death will take you away from them. If he dies now, which we don't pray that he should die, he's still very young, he should go back to jail. He should feel the pains of being in the opposition. He should go back and continue his job in the new prison in Douala. And so Atanga is postulating for nothing. If this politics, Issa Tchiroma knows it 10 times more than him. The first time he got to government was 2018, even though he had been in the security. Atanga Tchiroma has been in politics actively since the 1990s. So politically, he is not much to Issa Tchiroma. What penalty is he talking about? Does Atanga have the right to indict anybody? No. No, you're not the Minister of Justice. You are not the Chief of Police. Neither are you the Chief of the Gendarmerie that investigate crimes and bring people to book. And so you just talk anything. That's why I call it gesticulation. That's why I call it he's masturbating. Because he doesn't seem to know what he's talking. He's the one who, remember, that he invented the voices in the bushes. He's the one who invented that the government will give money to go and bury the bereaved. It looks funny. That's why, I mean, there's something so much to say about this gentleman guy. But he's not alone, though. He has people who are blowing him behind like a football match, who are pumping him, who are blowing him to become bigger. But sooner or later, like a balloon, he's going to explode. He's going to get bursts. And what will be left of him will be a carcass. And so he cannot do anything to Tchiroma. Not the Issa Tchiroma that we know. Issa Tchiroma today, as we speak, is bigger than Atanga. Issa Tchiroma, as we speak today politically, is bigger than Cameroon. The world is watching and watching closely what they will do or attempt to do to Issa Tchiroma. Let him try. We're not preventing them. But I'm sure they're very, very cautious. Because after all, they would have gone and raided his house in Garoua. They would have arrested his parents, his wife, and everybody that they could find. If that guy were Ambazonian, if that guy will come to, they've not done it. They go around, they secure around his hand, they come back. And then they threaten he will get the justice. What justice did he make? Then bring him to jail. If the jail itself will not explode. And so, Atangaji, again. I don't like to quote him because I hear he's an Ambazonian, but I doubt. But if he's an Ambazonian, then he should be one of the dullest Ambazonians I've ever heard. I heard he went to second-hand Mancom, which is one of the renowned colleges we have. And if after the education in Sacred Heart, you can still talk about the voices in the bushes, you can still talk about helping to bury the bereaved, then we must imagine what type of person he is, intellectually or otherwise. That's not matter we should bother ourselves with it. That's man who can break a bank in the plain daylight with cutlass and a spear. He comes to the bank in the open daylight with an axe. He's sitting in a poem. You think that people are not listening to him? They will listen. They will catch you right there. So again, poor him. We should follow him. We should do the best. But you have very little time to survive. You have very little space to hide. For every bad thing has to come to an end. Just like any good thing comes to an end. There's a day, not too long from now, I've said, that day the Paul Biya regime stolen victory will end. That the CPDM masquerades will end. Like it or not. Because no dictatorship has ever lasted forever in the world. None. They always come and end. So yours will not be different. But intellectuals, if they want, going to look for their hiding spaces, for where they will dive into the ocean and hide if it is possible. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Barrister Mbeseha. I would like to bring this report to your attention. Just recently, a new development. Namdi Kalu has just been sentenced to life imprisonment. I want to believe you've come across that report already. Now, do you see any similarity with that as regarding what is happening right here in French Cameroon?
No. There's nothing similar. I saw the Namdi Kanu story that he has been sentenced. Yeah, he has been sentenced. I don't see anything similar to what we have in Southern Cameroon. Namdi Kanu is fighting for his Republic of Amazonia. For the Republic of Biafra. Where right or wrong? I saw it. I saw why he was sentenced. He's put before the Supreme Court for a trial. Unlike our people in Yaoundé. He's given the opportunity to defend himself, to get lawyers to defend himself. He says, I will defend myself. How many people, ordinary people, go to defend themselves in the Supreme Court? How many? He was given the opportunity. And I saw that judgment of the court that they said, well, you forfeited the right to defend yourself. You were given a right to defend yourself, you forfeited it. So what will we do? There's nothing similar to what is being done in Cameroon. There's nothing similar in the two cases. And Ambazonian case, it's just that one. It's so different. The Biafra case is so different, totally different. Nothing similar to compare. And so there are two different parameters, two different things entirely. I cannot be in a position to judge whether he was right to be charged or not. They have, at least in Nigeria, they follow the law. There's some law that they follow there, as compared to the jungle where we find people in Cameroon. He was being, the Supreme Court where he sentenced, as I'm told, it's a civilian court. He has never been a military guy. The court where our ambassadors are sentenced to death, to life imprisonment, are military courts, where none of them has ever been in the military. So they are not two similar things. Why we sympathize with them? If they think they want the independence, they can fight for it. But there's nothing to compare between Nnamdi Kanu and Ambazonia. Absolutely not comparison. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Barrister Mbeseha. Thank you for the thoughts, the analysis, and the perspectives you've brought to tonight's show and the reports we've been having recently. Thank you so much. This is where we'll let you go and we'll head over to the rest of the news.
Thank you for having me.